In this session, we are starting on page 330, and it is Edit the Basic Graphics Frame Style. Now, an object style stores multiple framing formatting options, so you can apply all settings with one click. Object styles can include virtually any attribute that can be applied to a frame in a layout. Like paragraph styles, object styles are dynamic, which means changing an object style automatically changes the appearance of any object with that style. Object styles are assessed and managed in the Object Style panel. So all you have to do is go to Window, Styles, Object Styles, and bring it up. Every layout includes a default basic graphics frame and a default basic text frame style. You also use the None option to separate a specific frame from the basic default settings. In this exercise, we will be applying and changing the basic graphic frame style so that a number of frames will have the same basic settings, no stroke, and a defined text wrapped attribute. Also, spend some time reading what an object style is. On page 330, it will tell you all sorts of different things that you are able to do to styles, which I think you will find quite interesting. Okay, let's work on getting started now. The first thing I want you to do is make sure you are on the inside spread. So double click the 4-6 and bring up the inside spread so you have that visible in your document window. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over and grab the document rectangle, in the tool panel, the rectangle frame tool. Now the frame tool, remember, is the square with the X. So that is the one that you want to make sure that you grab, is the square with the X. Then what we're going to do is we're going to click in the left margin on page 4 and drag to the right margin on page 6. So how you're going to start it, now hopefully I have enough room to do this without messing up, is you're going to start right on the margin. You're going to click, you're going to hold it down, and you're going to drag it all the way over to the right margin on page 6 and let it go. Oops, let's undo that a second because I forgot the next step is part of it. You're going to start on the left-hand side, drag it all, doggone it, one more time. This is limited space on my desk is what causes this. So we're going to hold it down, go all the way over to the right-hand side. Before you let go, what you're going to do is you are going to keep the left mouse button pressed down, and you are going to look down on your keyboard and press the right arrow key 3 times. And you will see what it does is it creates 4 boxes. Once you have the 4 boxes, then you can let go and release the mouse button. With the 4 frames still selected, use the control panel to position the frame top edge. So let's go up and look. Okay, let's click the middle top reference point. And what we're going to do is position on the y-axis. We are going to position at 5.8 and hit tab. And then we are also going to change the height of the boxes to 2.35. So what we're going to have to do is make sure that on the lock that you have the slice through it, and then you are going to make that 2.35 and hit tab, which you will see what that does is slightly put it in the blue area. And with all 4 frames still selected, we're going to right click on any of the frames and choose frame fitting options. So I'm going to just go over here and right click. I guess I have to right click on it. And then frame fitting is under fitting, and we're going to click frame fitting options. which opens up a dialog box you may not be able to see on my screen. And inside of that, we're going to make sure to check the auto fit option at the very top of the dialog box. And we are also going to choose fill frame proportionately in the fitting area. Mine already has it in, but make sure yours does also. And then click OK. And that takes care of number 7. Number 8, open the Object Styles panel. That is under Windows Styles, Object Styles. So we go up to the top and go down to Styles, and then we go to Object Styles and open up the Object Styles box. Once the Object Styles box is open, we are going to left click on the basic graphics frame, and then we are going to right click and edit the basic graphics frame. What this does is it opens up the Object Style Options dialog box. And we are going to click Fill in Basic Attributes. So hang on a second here. Okay, what you want to do is in the dialog box on the far left-hand side, you're going to scroll all the way up under Basic Attributes, and you're going to select the Fill over there, and then you're going to go over to the right-hand side and choose Paper. Then we're going to go back over to the left-hand side to Basic Attributes again, and we're going to scroll down until we find the Text Wrap and Other, and select that one. And in Text Wrap or Other, what we want to do is apply text wrap based on object bounding. And that is the second one over under Type. And as soon as I click that, what it does is it opens up the offset boxes, and what we want to do is we want to do all 4 offset boxes with a number. So make sure that the lock is on. Then you can go into the top offset and type in 0.0625 and hit Tab. And because the lock was on, it put that number in all 4 of the offset boxes. So again, under Text Wrap and Other, we clicked the Apply a Text Wrap based on the object bounding box, which lit up the offset. And in the offset, we put in 0.625, hit Tab, which put the amount in all 4 offsets. Once I have done both of those, click OK. Now, okay, our next step, which is step 13, is going up and selecting the selection tool. And then I'm going to come down here and select the blue text frame underneath the empty frames, like so. And then I am going to right click on it and choose Text Frame Options from the pop-up window. And with the Text Frame Options dialog box open, I am going to check Ignore Text Wrap Options, which is clear down at the bottom of the dialog box. And then I'm going to click OK. And you'll see as soon as I did that, what happened is I can now see the No Worries Mate showing up again. At this point in time, do a Control S and save the work that you have completed. The next thing that we are going to work on is starting on page 334, which is creating a new object style. Now, as you saw in the previous exercise, you can edit the default styles for new text and graphics frames. When you need to define the same options for multiple frames but don't want to affect every new object you create, you can create a new object style to minimize repetitive work. So we're going to start out with, of course, this one open, and we're going to select the empty graphic frame on the left side of the inside spread. So I'm going to select the left, with my selection tool, the left graphic frame with my selection tool. And in the appearance section of the properties panel, so what I'm going to need to do is go over to the right hand side into the properties panel. You will see the FX button. So what we are going to do is click the FX button, and we are going to choose drop shadow to open the effects dialog box. And in the effects dialog box, we want to change the opacity to 45% and hit tab. We are going to change the X offset and the Y offset to let's see, right over here on the right, we are going to change the X and Y to 0.04 and hit tab, and 0.04 and hit tab to reduce the strength of the offset, and then we are going to click OK. Now I know it's kind of hard to see, but if you look to the right hand side of this first text box, you will see that indeed we do have a shadow that is starting to work. With the frame still selected, what we are going to do is we are going to alt-click the Creative New Style button in the Object panel, which is the Object Styles panel is here, and it is the button next to the garbage can, and we are going to click Create New Style, and it will say Object Style 1. And so what we are going to do next is we are going to double click and open it, and the first thing that we are going to do is change the name to Image with Shadow at the top of the dialog box. And at the bottom of the dialog box, we are going to check the Apply Style to Selected option, which is already checked. Next, I'm going to click the stroke and the basic attributes to the left. So I will click stroke, and in stroke I am going to choose none for stroke color, and once I have done that, I'm going to click OK. Now all I need to do at this point is just select the three remaining. So I'll click the first one, hold down the shift key, grab the second one, grab the third one, and then just hit in the object style box, click it once, and now I have all four boxes with the same drop shadow style and no stroke. At this point, all I need to do and should do is do a Control S to save my work.